Okay, the kitzur for Daf Tes Vav of Parshas Eikev is basically the idea of why do we need the Indian of Bris and Torah and Birchas Haaretz? And as it's brought, if you don't mention Bris and you don't mention Torah, you haven't fulfilled your obligation. Basically, we're talking here, what we spoke about in basically Eis Beis was that the first bracha is a high level, the level of Mun, the level of the Mun that came to the Yidden, and it's a level that is beyond the whole Indian of Birurim. And we have the Indian of Lechem Min Haaretz, which is Birchas Haaretz. And the higher level is the Indian of Yichud Ilah, and the lower level, the second bracha, is the level of Yichud Tata, which is the ultimate purpose. So the basic idea here is that we have to be mamshich from the Yichud Ilah into the Yichud Tata. How do you draw from Yichud Ilah, which is Chachma Ilah, into Chachma Tata, which is the level of Malchus? So the way to be mamshich from the higher level to the lower is through Bris and through Torah. So Torah basically becomes the memutze. It is the intermediary that's mechaber and mamshich from the atzmius, from the very essence of the Chachma Ilah, from the Chachma Sesima, from the hidden level of Chachma, into Chachma Tata, which is the level of Malchus. And here the Rebbe shares a very, very foundational idea. The Torah connects the source of the Neshamas Yisrael, the way that we arose in Hashem's thought, with the level of the Neshama that spreads through the body. Then the Rebbe goes and explains the inyan of Chachmes Bachutz Tareina, that we have two different levels of Chachma, Chachma Ilah, Chachma Tata, and through one being nimshach to the other, that's how it's able to eventually affect Biyah. And now we get to the inyan of Bris. Bris is, of course, the level of Yesod, and the main Hamshachaf into Malchus is really from Yesod. So you need the inyan in order to bring it down into Malchus, into Lechem Min Haaretz, into our real daily life. There has to be the inyan of Yesod, the connection of Yesod to Malchus. So why is it that Bris comes before Torah in the bracha? Al Brischa shechasamta bivsarenu, val teirascha shelimaratanu. So the Rebbe then goes into 6 different biurim of why Bris comes before. Different ideas that Bris is sourced in that level that's even higher than Torah. It has to do with the cheshek and the desire and the passion of Torah, which comes from the level of Keser and higher. Also, the idea of the Torah is Gimel Brisas. Hashem made 3 covenants with Torah, whereas He made 13 with Milah, again, because it's coming from a higher level. Then the question becomes the inyan of Bnei Yerushalayim. So what is the inyan of Bnei Yerushalayim? So basically, Yerushalayim is the level of Malchus. So the Rebbe asks, we already have Eretz, the bracha of Eretz, which is the second bracha. Why do we need Yerushalayim, which is Eretz again? And the Rebbe explains that we have the man, the Mayim Nukvin, which is below, not to be confused with the man. We have man, which is Mayim Nukvin, is Malchus, which refines the lowest level, and the lowest level rises up through our Avodah of Bittul Hayesh, through pushing aside the Yetzer Hara, basically, in Bittul Hayesh, being mevarer the food, refining the food, the spiritual metabolizing of the food. But after we elevate it to the degree that it can go, then you have what's called Mad, Mayim Duchrin, and that is the higher level of Bittul, the Bittul B'Metzias, the true Bittul, where that then allows our birur to rise up even higher to the highest level of Atzilus, where the light is totally one with the Or and with the Keli, and so basically the inyan of Bittul the inyan of the first bracha, the second bracha of Eretz has to do with the first birur, and the inyan of Bnei Yerushalayim is the second birur, which brings it to the highest level in Atzilus. And then the Rebbe speaks about the inyan of Lechem Mishnah. Lechem Mishnah is basically both Lechamim, Lechem Min Hashemayim, the first bracha of Man, and Lechem Min Haaretz, and showing that they are both equal and they both work in tandem for us to achieve our divine mandate.